hard to see how these guys digest those scores as they come across, because right now I'd say those two are going to come in pretty neck and neck. Obviously the crowd loving Joan Duru, and something to know, I think Ross might have touched on it, on the inside, Wilko didn't really finish the wave, had the opportunity to kick out and get back out there before Joan Duru, but decided to try and finish out on the inside, and kind of coming off, Joan Duru back out there with priority.
Yeah, it's funny, and what do you think of the decision, Strider? Because Matt Wilkinson had priority. He let the first wave go.
Yeah, you know, I think he was just outside of it, thinking he wanted a bigger set wave, because I really do think that Wilko is thinking about going to that backhand, and that inside little wave didn't really look like it had much of a shoulder on it, or at least a section on the shoulder to go out and hit. So when they first took off on the wave, it looked like something, it was a good decision. But then as the wave hit the sandbar and it built in, maybe it was just local knowledge by Joan, knowing that that was going to be a good wave.
Well, thanks, Strider. No feedback from the judging panel just yet. We're going back to replays here. No doubt the judges will be pulling up the replays and really dissecting it as well, Ross.
I love that third turn, watching it back from this angle right here. You know, just slightly hung up on that fourth turn, but overall, I think Joan might get the better of the two.
All right, so let's cut to live action here. Wilko looking for the progression from the criteria. And he'll go incomplete with 3:45 on the clock. And judges still owe us for that last trade-off. The goofy footers attacking the lineup here in Hossegor, France. Rip Bowl proving productive here to get round 2 underway.
It's funny, Giggs. You know, in that last exchange, it's really going to boil down to how much credit the judges give Matt Wilkinson for his best turn on that wave. The opening floater was nice, but that layback snap was probably the best move out of the two waves. But other than that, he didn't have a whole lot to help it. So how much credit are they going to give based on that one drop wallet?
Well, we'll wait and see for a number. A 6.5 is replaced now by a 6.7. So Duru's left-hander for the 6.7. Judges still milling over on Wilkinson's score. So this is going to be a real look under the lid in the next minute or so, Ross. I mean, they've really digested this exchange. They've taken
you can
almost
see
several minutes.
Well, so there's the spread. Look at that. It was a low 7 all the way down to a 5.8. So the judges very undecided on that wave from Joan. Some really liked it. Some didn't, you know, give him too much credit for it. They probably didn't like that little bobble on the second turn, Gigs. You can see Matt Wilkinson waving his hand. He wants the info. He's like, come on, boys, settle in on a number. I want to know what's going on here. There's only 2 minutes left. But the judges, they want to make sure they get the correct decision, the correct score. So here's the judges' angle. They're watching a review right now. So they have not dropped a score yet. They still haven't decided. So it's going to be such a close score here. And it's really, it is based on that drop wallet. That layback snap from Wilko was his best turn.
Well, both surfers linking, sweeping, power on the rail. Little ditch at the end for Wilko. And that exchange slightly in favor, 6.73. And now the seesaw of the lead. The Australian up into first, Duru down into second, looking for just a 6.94.
Wow.
So wow, number crunching here in the back, 1 minute and 40 seconds. Slight edge on the exchange to Wilkinson on that comparison, Ross.
3/100ths of a point is making a difference between Joan Duru and Matt Wilkinson in that exchange, Gigs. That is wild. You know what? I want to say I like it because Joan pieced together some nice moves, but he didn't really have that punctuation mark. You know, the end of the wave, he kind of cruised through it a little bit. I thought it was cool and stylish, but Matt Wilkinson threw the kitchen sink at that one turn, and the judges gave him just enough credit for it.
In the end, though, both waves did have butts attached to the sentences, right?
100%, yeah. And the scores reflect that, right? They're under a 7, so they weren't overly impressed, but I really think because he was aggressive on that one turn, they gave him the edge.
Under 1 minute to go. Matt Wilkinson in the round 2 encounter against the wildcard Joan Duru. Duru from Cap Breton, just a few kilometers down the coast here, so all the local knowledge and crowd support in favor of the man in blue. But the experience, the campaigning on the World Championship Tour, and of course 2 big wins to put him in the limelight. With 30 seconds to go now, the mental attrition in favor of Matty Wilkinson here.